in the spring, summer's right around the corner. Things are happening. Like we used to say back in the day, great things are happening all across the company. And you gotta have a little vibration like that. You gotta be fired up, right? That's the way we want to go. Want to uplift you a little bit today. Kind of want to pick up where we left off on Spinato Spin special seconds for you. This past Monday had a little glitch with the system, but I'm going to crank this back out to you and I'm going to give you some straightforward information. I hope that not only lifts up your day, not only lifts up your week, but hopefully lifts up your month and hopefully lifts up your life all the way across the board. Well, here's one thing we got to consider. And we got to consider life is very precious. It goes by in a flicker. Well, there's two things that we have in common right off the hop, right off the start with the people that are buried. We just had Memorial Day, people buried in the tomb of the unknown soldier. There's two things right away we have in common with them. A lot of people don't realize it, but it's real simple. Number one, they died before they expected to. Everyone's going to die before they expect to, right? I mean, everyone's got this idea they're going to live forever, right? Most people do, right? Well, how about this? They also died for a cause, didn't they? Person, unknown soldier, fighting for a cause. They died for a cause. Well, we're all going to die for a cause. We just got to decide what it is, right? The cause could be anything. Cause could be lazy. The cause could be broke. Cause could be rich. Whatever it's going to be, that's what it's going to come down to. The unknown soldier, right? No one knows who they are. And maybe in 20 years, you might even have that in common, too. Nobody will even know who's buried there when they bury you. Think about that. Don't want to get morbid on you. Just want to get you to think a little deep here. Well, where you're going to go for a cause. Well, what's the cause? Let's think about this cause, all right? How about caring and sharing? How about having an attitude where you're trying to help people, make them feel better, uplift them all the time, do something special? And one of the things that really caught my mind and really made me think about things is, why are we here? Well, they asked Einstein this question. Hey, there he is. Funny he shows up right on time. We asked Einstein this question, and they said, Albert Einstein, why are we here? And now it's recorded that Albert Einstein paused for a second, and then he responded, and he said, well, it's got to be here. It's got to be because we're here to help one another. It's got to be here. It's got to be the reason for our being is to help mankind. And everyone said, that's pretty cool. That's a very interesting way of looking at it. And then they talked to John Lennon, didn't they? And John Lennon, he wrote an incredible song in a short period of time. It was called Instant Karma. Instant Karma. What's the idea of that song? What's that song really all about? Instant karma. Well, most people think karma happens over a long period of time. But instant karma means when you take your gifts, take the things that you're really good at, real special at, and pass it on to somebody else. Therefore, what you have gets spread upon the universe. And really, when you think about it even one step further, it makes you better, doesn't it? Doesn't that make you better when you help somebody out and you start helping the world at large and all those things? That's what he's talking about, right? I mean, he's talking about instant karma, right? It's going to help you. We all shine on, right? Isn't that what he's talking about? We all shine on, like the moon, the stars, and the sun. That's all part of what he's talking about. Well, here's one thing you can do. We'll get to it a little bit stronger as we go along here. But here's one thing you could do to really help everybody. And I talked about this before, and I want to talk about it again. It's giving sincere compliments. I'm always amazed how this thing works and how it's just like this gift you could pass on to somebody. People get gifts and sometimes they're wrapped up or somebody sends you roses or flowers. Well, that's really not a first-hand gift when you think about it. But when you wrap up the package and maybe you made something, you handmade something, and you wrap it up in a package and you give it to somebody, that's something you can really appreciate, right? Well, here's really how you deliver a sincere compliment. What you say to them is, I'd like to pay you a compliment. Now, when you think about that expression, I'd like to pay you a compliment. First of all, no one gets paid anything, right? Right away, they're surprised. And sometimes if they're people that you're not overly familiar with, or maybe you've known them for a while, but you just felt the compulsion to do that for them, and really wanted to make them feel special. Maybe they were down, maybe things weren't going right for them. You want to give them that little boost. You want to make them feel better. I like to pay you a sincere compliment. Person gonna say, yeah, sure, what? You tell them what the compliment is, okay? I'm going to give you 2 examples of the compliments I gave and the reaction I got from it. One time I was doing a talk and I was in front of about 20, 30 people, and I got on this, the topic of paying people sincere compliments. And I pointed out one of the guys I knew in the crowd, one of the guys that were in the audience. And I said, you know what? Here's a sincere compliment I really want you to understand. Yeah, I feel that you are a great worker. You are a type of worker that really has a lot on their mind when they come to work, and you really want to get the job done. And I said, and the reason why I say that is, see, a lot of people get the flattery, right? Well, geez, he said I'm a great worker. That's great, and just leave it. No, you don't leave it at that. The reason why I say that is, you come to work dressed the right way. You come to work with a look in your eye that you really want to get a lot of things done. You ask questions. You're always looking for ways in which you can help other people. That's what I'm talking about. And I really appreciate you being that kind of worker, because you're a great inspiration to me, and you give me some sort of a path I can go on. He said, wow, thank you very much. Now, this is in front of 20, 25 people. Do you know, I didn't see him for a long time after that. I saw him probably about 4 weeks later. And when he saw me for the first time in that point, he said, thank you. I forgot all about it, really, to tell you the truth. I said, what do you mean? What are you thanking me for? He said, you gave me a compliment that time. I said, really? Well, what was I don't remember everything, but what was the general compliment? He gave me word for word what I said. He gave it back to me. You see what I'm talking about? A compliment making people feel good? He kept that like a badge. He kept that like a special present. You ever get a thank you note for somebody and keep it and hold on to it because it meant a lot to you? Well, he kept that in his heart. You got to think like that, folks. You start thinking positive and offering positive things to people, they're going to feel great. And again, it's back to John Lennon, right? Instant karma. The universe is going to feel good. It's going to reflect on you. It's going to reflect on everybody. Keep yourself positive. Keep thinking of ways to compliment people. And you know one trick to keeping compliments flowing to other people? Think about complimenting yourself. Say it to yourself over and over how good of a person you are, and sooner or later you'll be telling other people the same thing. And find out reasons why they're great people. Think you're all great. Have yourself a great week, and thanks a lot for listening to Spinato Spin. We'll catch you next time. Take care, everybody. That was a good one, huh?